10 mistakes first-time travelers make and how you can avoid them. Hi, I'm Krista and I'm a traveler. Me and my husband have traveled to a bunch of different countries and are here to share tips and know-how to first-time travelers. So traveling can be very overwhelming your first time, especially for first-time travelers, and it's easy to make rookie mistakes. So here's 10 of them and here's how you can avoid them. The 10th biggest mistake that tourists make is they don't embrace the local experience. They just go and they stick with what is familiar to them. That could be stuff like eating at chain restaurants or staying just within the tourist areas or just sticking to their guidebook itineraries to the letter. This just leads to a very surface level experience. And it's not what you want when you're spending tons of money to go and travel. So to avoid this, you need to be intentional about stepping outside your comfort zone. This could be things such as trying local foods, going on public transportation, or doing some of the activities that the locals enjoy. Those kind of things are going to add so much more to your experience. But the biggest thing is connecting with other people. That connection is what makes the experience so much richer. This mistake can lead to a bunch of frustration at the very start of your trip, which is not good. Also, it can cause delays, which leads to more stress. So to avoid it, just make sure you research ahead of time what things your airline and the country you're going to be in have for regulations. Standard is 3.4 ounce bottles. That also means that the bottle itself needs to be 3.4 ounces. I know people have gotten confused and been like, oh, I have a big bottle, but there's like less than 3.4 ounces in there. It's like, nope, that doesn't work. Also, one that I recently discovered was peanut butter. I brought some peanut butter, and apparently that has to be 3.4 ounces as well. So you learn new things every time, but if you research ahead of time, you will make those mistakes. This leads to missed opportunities and long waits, neither of which you want. So many iconic attractions, such as museums or tours or like fun, unique experiences, have limited availability, and showing up without a reservation could mean long lines, higher prices, or being turned away completely. And that's definitely a good way to ruin an afternoon if you're being turned away from the thing you wanted to do. To avoid this, make sure you are booking in advance. Make sure you research and book and get that all taken care of before your trip. While credit cards are extremely convenient, not every place accepts them, and not every country relies on them as much as we do in the US. So I was really surprised when we were in Italy how many places and trains and everything just did not take credit cards. And that was a shock to me. So make sure to have a mix of different payment options, especially cash. And if you're somewhere where you're going to be tipping a lot of people, don't make the mistake that me and my husband made, where we had a lot of big bills and not a bunch of small ones. People got really nice tips because we didn't have a way to break them. So just taking a taxi everywhere gets very expensive very fast. And if you're trying to figure out public transportation on the spot, you're going to get lost and very frustrated or overwhelmed, especially if you're in a country that you don't speak the same language. So to avoid this, spend time researching the best ways to get around to all the different places you want. And also you can research alternate ideas like bike rentals or walking routes, see what else is out there. Knowing the cost, schedule, and efficiency of each transportation option will help you make informed decisions about what is the best way to get to each location that you want. Usually Dale and I, when we're traveling, we do a combination of things like Uber, public transportation, walking, because that's usually, we've done our research and we know which one's going to be the best and most efficient and most cost effective for each location that we're going to. It's true that many people around the world speak at least some English. Relying solely on that could create awkward situations and misunderstandings. So take the time before you go to learn a few simple words such as hello, thank you, excuse me. Those will go a long way. And most countries, besides like France, love the fact that you're trying to learn their language. They get more excited and want to interact with you more when you are attempting their language or asking them like, oh, how do you say this? Or that kind of thing. Many first-time travelers focus on big expenses like flight and hotels, but they overlook the small expenses such as meals, tips, entry fees, souvenirs, snacks, bottled water, stuff like that adds up really fast. So one way to plan and budget ahead of time is to research what the typical daily costs are for the location you're going to. You can also, while you're on vacation, use a budget app to track your spending and money in real time. This is a big one, y'all. Do not try to cram too many activities and sites into each day because you will end up exhausted and tired. Prioritize quality over quantity. Unpopular opinion alert, but I believe you don't have to visit every single landmark where you're at. You just become exhausted and tired. And when I'm exhausted and tired and grumpy, I'm not having fun and I'm not enjoying my vacation. Instead of aiming to check off every single landmark, pick a couple of must-see items. This allows you to fully immerse yourself into each experience, and it allows for free time as well as if you see something, you can add something to your schedule. Didn't know about something in advance, there's a market happening, you can just freestyle it. And lots of times those are the moments that you remember more than the famous landmark you went to see. Banks will often flag transactions that are happening in a foreign country as fraud. And they couldn't just freeze your account without warning because of this. So you don't want to be checking out or trying to pay for your taxi or buy lunch and your card gets declined. So instead, avoid this by letting your bank know ahead of time about your vacation. You don't want to be lugging around a huge suitcase or tons of bags when you're traveling. Many first-time travelers fall into the trap of just-in-case items, like, ooh, just in case, I'm going to need 3 pairs of underwear every single day. Trust me, you don't. But I still fall into this trap. So rather than focusing on just-in-case items, focus on what is truly necessary. The trick to avoiding overpacking is to choose clothing that can be mixed and matched. And don't forget, lots of places have a laundromat or laundry services that you can use. This allows you to wash your clothes as you go. Remember, Traveling is about learning, it's about exploring, it's about making memories. And by avoiding these 10 common mistakes, will make your trip even that more enjoyable. So take a deep breath, prepare as much as you can before your vacation, and embrace the journey ahead. It's time to explore the world, learn from it, and enjoy every moment. Happy travels, and don't forget to subscribe and let me know in the comments where's going to be your first place you're going to travel to.